guys, so this is going to be my movie collection, which I'm going to show you guys, and it's probably going to be about 2 parts. So like here it goes, and I'll probably like give a little breakdown, some analysis, or like what I like. And this video will probably be about an hour, 2 hours, depending how many movies, because I have tons over here. So yeah, so this one's called Universal Soldiers Regeneration. I really liked it. Like they added this new guy who I think is a professional wrestler, and they kind of rebooted the series like that because I quite frankly remember Jean-Claude Van Damme coming back and him becoming the soldier again. He goes up against Dolph Lundgren from the Expendables series in Rocky 4, and also the new guy. So yeah. And then you got Rush Hour, like the first one, and I thought it was really great, and I hope that like they do a Rush Hour, 4 again? Because this was quite a funny duo. Chris Rock was just... Chris Tucker. Sorry about that. Was really funny. I kind of get them confused sometimes. But yeah, Chris Tucker was extremely funny. And of course, Jackie Chan was as well. And this will probably like include TV movies as well, or TV shows. But this one's Glee, I kind of lost the cover, and I like it. Like it speaks about a modern day life in song form, like Don't Stop Believing, like following your dreams, for example. Since one of my favorite TV shows just got the revival, Prison Break, I have like all the seasons and stuff, and like this new one since it's still on TV. And I don't have like the final break one. I love the Rolling Stones. Like this is kind of them in concert in the 1970s. I have a poster over here as well, and like a few shirts. And like yeah, and like it has the song selection full quality. Like I kind of wish I was there. Late great Robin Williams, one of my favorites. Mrs. Doubtfire with Sally Field and Pierce Brosnan and a bunch of other people. From Hell and Back, I guess, which is kind of probably like a story about Jack the Ripper. And I'm pretty sure Johnny Depp is actually like either the Ripper or he's going to catch the Ripper along with Heather Graham from, I believe, Gilmore Girls. I'm a huge Clint Eastwood fan, but for those of you guys that like probably didn't see my other videos from beforehand, but I usually get like the 2 discs or like a 2-for-1 type thingy, like The Gauntlet from 1976, I believe, and The Enforcer number 3 in the Dirty Harry series for that as well. It was pretty cheap too, I believe, even though I ripped out the sticker. Then you got some like more Glee, just like a singles type thing, not full episodes. Along with the Don't Stop Believing thingy, we have Journey Alive, which is like one of my favorite bands, especially Don't Stop Believing. Any Way You Want It. The late great Michael Jackson, his greatest hits ever, and like him dancing, including like some of his younger ones, like Don't Stop Till You Get Enough. This is probably one of my favorite action movie series of all time, just because of all these fantastic people, and I hope that there's going to be a number 4. Not with Sylvester Stallone and not with Arnold Schwarzenegger right there. So you never know, maybe Jason Statham or somebody could lead the team, since I heard that Sylvester Stallone would have been away. Like, dropped out. J.J. Abrams, the director of The Force Awakens, one of my favorite Star Wars movies, rebooted the series fantastically, like younger versions of the characters. Like, he looks like Spock, the late great Leonard Nimoy. She kind of looks like Lieutenant Uhura, especially like if you watch the originals. And also, of course, he kind of looks like a young William Shatner. One of Clint Eastwood's worst from the 1990s, some people think at least. The Rookie with Charlie Sheen, Raul Julia from the Addams Family movie, and a few other people. And a few Clint regulars. Then we got Prison Break again. Some of these I haven't even opened, like The Seal is still on, but still really great TV show I watch on Netflix all the time too. Whenever like it's not on TV. One of my favorite Bruce Willis movies, Armageddon. I got this for Christmas, like last year, and I still haven't opened it, but it's still great. And I'm a huge fan of Aerosmith too. I don't want to miss a thing. Then we got this really funny / rough Clint Eastwood typed movie by the name of Heartbreak Ridge. Speaking of Vimy Ridge, which I think is 100 years, a couple of days ago or soon. So yeah, like the events that Untold for it, training for it, and everything. And Clint was like the helm of that, like projecting. This one, I believe, actually, like, by Clint, of course, if you cannot see there. When Meryl Streep an Oscar nomination, and it's based on a play. And I'm pretty sure it's based on a book, too. But yeah, this is Bridges, Madison County, in case I'm not, like, holding them correctly or anything. One of his greatest westerns, which is named after beer as well, Pale Rider, which is also directed by him with late great Richard Dysart from L.A. Law. Chris Penn, who was in the original Footloose, I have the remake version. And a bunch of other people, I'm pretty sure, but yeah, really great movie. And it's one of his, like, best, greatest westerns besides Unforgiven and the next one I'm going to bring up. And besides the Good, Bad, and Ugly series. But yeah, you have The Outlaw Josey Wales, which is actually one of the other great westerns. It introduced people to a few of his well-known co-stars. If you guys hadn't seen, like, Dirty Harry and John Vernon, who was in the movie. He's, like, one of the main bad guys almost. Who, like, betrays Clint's character. And he directed this again. You guys get to meet his son, Kyle Eastwood, who was, like, 5 or 6 at the time. But his first one was really, Thunderbolt and Lightfoot, which I don't have. But he only had, like, one line, I believe, in Thunderbolt and Lightfoot, like, thank you. And then this one, he just says, Pop. And then it just says Kyle Eastwood as his actual character's son. Really dramatic movie, but really great. It's like a collection along with Pale Red and Unforgiven, which I have downstairs. Which may be my part 2 one day. One of Clint Eastwood and Steven Spielberg's greatest, Schindler's List, which I actually, like, love, even though it's a really sad and dramatic film with Ben Kingsley, who I think won an Oscar for this movie, including a Ralph Fiennes, who usually plays a lot of bad roles, like Hades and Clash of the Titans remake, Voldemort in the Harry Potter series and stuff. Then, of course, you have one of Liam Neeson's other best ones with Julianne Moore from this movie that I'm going to show you guys in a bit, I think, called Chloe. But, like, yeah, it's a really great film. Never watch it, like, I guess you can watch, especially, like, if you have somebody that looks like Liam Neeson on the plane, I would say you watch it. Because he kicks some serious butt in the movie. It's really one of his greatest ones of, like, the 2010s besides, like, Taken, and this one I'm going to show you guys pretty soon. You have Clint Eastwood and Liam Neeson in the same film, which wasn't that good, called The Deadpool, in 1988. This was actually, I believe, Liam's first, like, major lead role as a famous director that makes this game where you can, like, vote kind of which celebrity you want to die first. Like, it can be, like, old age and stuff. Like, for example, people think Betty White's gonna die, so, like, that would be at the top of my Deadpool. Or something. And it's like, not to be confused with the Ryan Reynolds movie either. But yeah. Another great Liam Neeson film with Ed Harris from Gravity. Like, he was the voice of the machine, I'm pretty sure. The rapper Common. And the leader of the Suicide Squad, Joel Kinnaman, who's even, like, on the U.S. series of The Killing as his son. We have a story about a real-life Scottish Highlander, I believe, or he was Irish because Liam plays him, with Francis McDormand from Fargo. Tim Roth from Planet of the Apes is back here as, like, the main villain who tries to kill Liam's family, and it's up to Liam to pretty much take it back, and it's based on real-life events, too, I'm pretty sure. Then, Clash of the Titans, 2010, really well remade version of a 1981 or 83 version that had the late great Sir Laurence Olivier, as Zeus, the Greek god who has a son from a non-Greek goddess. And they have this kid right here, I forget his name already. But Sam Worthington, this one. Harry Hamlin from the original. And this one even has that Ralph Fiennes guy from Voldemort and a bunch of other movies. And it's a really great movie as well, even though I don't think it did pretty good. And I have the sequel too, which I'm going to show you guys soon. Again, the Rolling Stones, and it pretty much takes you, like, on a tour of their lives. Some even, like, before behind the scenes, like when they were really younger type thingy. Rolling Stones Jumping Jack Flash, famous quote, cross a hurricane. This one's actually really good too, even though I had no chance to watch it yet. But it's the best thriller, according to somebody named Susan Granger. Since The Silence of the Lambs, I'll probably give this a watch. Sean Connery is one of my favorite actors, even though I'm probably not going to talk about him as much since I don't have that much. Only 3 films, I believe, in my film collection at the moment. And Lawrence Fishburne from Hannibal. I think he did CSI New York as well. Les Miserables, the non-singing version, which I didn't somewhat like, really, because I know that's based on a play that involved singing, but this movie, no singing. Plus, if you guys are familiar with the play, which I'm sure you guys are, Liam's character right there, Jean Valjean, he's supposed to die. But guess who walks away happily, we think at least, at the end of the movie? But Geoffrey Rush, who's an Oscar-nominated actor, and he does Pirates of the Caribbean. He is bad guy pretty much. You have Uma Thurman right there from Kill Bill, who I think lost a lot of weight since she plays a prostitute named Fantine. And the very young at the time, Claire Danes as well. You got this really funny comedy, I think directed by Seth MacFarlane, who's famous for like doing Ted, and it has Charlize Theron right there, who is in the new Fate of the Furious. Liam again, it's this really funny comedy western. I think it has like Neil Patrick Harris and a bunch of other people, including, actually, I believe, a little snippet or whatever you want to cameo, I guess, of Christopher Lloyd as Doc Brown. But yeah. Then the movie that started all in 2008 with Liam is Taken, which is also now a famous, kind of famous TV series on Bravo or Global at 9 p.m. on Mondays, 10 episodes so far, and I may get season 2, with Liam, of course, playing this father who has a young, about 16-year-old daughter, 18, who goes to Paris without her father, of course, and nobody knows up until then, pretty much, but he's a Secret Service agent, or he used to be. He has some secret skills, which I mentioned, at the back right there. But if you've seen the film, I'm sure you guys are familiar, since it's about 9 years old. The sequels actually didn't do that good. This one, apparently everybody thinks it's the worst, with Forrest Whitaker from Rogue One, which I got somewhere. But, yeah. And a really great plot twist, too, actually. But I don't know when this one was. This one was somewhat good, though. People actually like 1 and 2, but, yeah. And it picks up on the storyline really, really well. A lot more action and intensity. Now you get into a little sad one called Love Actually, where people find love around Christmas. The reunion actually comes out the day right before my birthday, and that's really great because Liam's apparently back. You got Thomas Sangster from the Scorch Trials. Then you've got Hugh Grant from Bridget Jones series. I forget who these two are. If you guys are familiar with The Walking Dead, though, that is Rick Grimes. I believe that's Natalie Portman from Star Wars, Black Swan. Emma Thompson, who's the new Mrs. Potts in the live-action version of Beauty and the Beast. The late great Alan Rickman. And Emma Thompson isn't actually probably going to be on the TV for the reunion just because of him. Because there's kind of a sequel, what happened. Thomas is all grown up, not the little kid anymore. They probably gotten married and a bunch of other fun stuff. You got this really funny comedy called Date Night that stars one of my favorite actors from Prison Break, William Fichtner, as one of the main baddies, including Ray Liotta from Field of Dreams, and a bunch of others. And I cannot wait to see what the creative team behind this does next. Apparently they're going to do a Star Wars one. Everyone's favorite Richard Donner movie from the 1980s. I hope it gets a sequel because I want to see what will happen exactly or who will be in it. He's the new Cable in the Deadpool with Ryan Reynolds, so you never know. And he's from Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles. That kid right there, he used to be in Indiana Jones 2, but he's all grown up, and some of them don't even act anymore. Like, I think he's like a lawyer, and he's not even like chunky anymore. Get it? Chunk. And he's from the Lost Boys movies with his late great friend Corey Haim, and he's Corey Feldman. For those of you guys that didn't know him. You got one of James Cameron's greatest movies ever. Cannot wait to see what the future holds. Maybe that's why Arnold Schwarzenegger's not in Expendables, because maybe there's another one of these coming around. You never know. Plus, Anton Yelchin, who was in Fright Night, which I have, like, the remake version. He was also, like, part of this movie, but, like, Salvation, including Emilia Clarke from Game of Thrones, who is in Genesis, who's going to be in the next Han Solo movie. But, yeah. Arnold Schwarzenegger's greatest role, probably in the lead too. Now, this is what my boyfriend calls me and my friends, the Three Stooges. Like, we're the three female Stooges, because he cracks us up and we crack each other up. Cause each other trouble sometimes, but, like, good ways. You have Stephen King's It. I cannot wait to go see the remake, even though it's going to be, like, a two-parter. Like, these adult kids are going to be little. It's probably going to be based on the book more. This guy looks creepier than ever. Like, I have this app called YouNow, and I scared somebody just by looking at this evil clown. But yeah. 13 Going on 30, one of Jennifer Garner's greatest hits besides Daredevil, besides Alias, which was a TV show spin-off of Daredevil, I believe, with Mark Ruffalo, who would turn out to be the Hulk. And a few other people I think I know from this movie, but still. This one's always talked about getting remade, but it's one of my favorite Kevin Costner movies. The Bodyguard with late great Whitney Houston, who I just loved. Like, the day right before she died, I was in high school and I had to do I Will Always Love You for a singing class. What a great way to pay homage, even though it was like the day right before, or the day of. Footloose, which is a great, amazing remake of its same name. Like, he's a professional dancer, Kenny Wormald. And then she was on Dancing with the Stars. She's even now like a judge. Her brother's also like a famous dancer. Derek Huff, Julianne Hough. She's also in the remake version of Grease, like the live action that was on, like the live musical type thingy. And she may even be like in Dirty Dancing or something. You never know, because I think they're going to bring that to television next. For those of you guys that have seen my latest videos about Star Wars, my love of Harrison Ford, I have like 2 of these because The Fugitive doesn't like me, but that's probably one of my favorite films of Tommy Lee Jones besides this other one I have. The Mosquito Coast is pretty great with the late great River Phoenix. I've never actually seen this one, but this one sounds pretty good. And then Paul Bettany from Wimbledon, Firewall. And it's like a 4-pack, which was pretty great. Night at the Museum 2, which has 2 of my favorite people besides everybody else, since they're pretty cool. Like Frank Azaria, I think his name is, from Mystery Men. He's also in the Smurfs. You have Owen Wilson from these 2, actually, from like the Fockers, Meet the Parents. I think they were in Starsky and Hutch. I think that's Amy Adams from like Enchanter, which I have, I think. Robin Williams, of course, and I don't even know who that guy is. And you got the Jonas Brothers flying around somewhere, which I used to like love. Me and my friend used to love him all the time. Another great Robin Williams classic, Patch Adams, just gave me tears of joy with Philip Seymour Hoffman, and like the Hunger Games series, and a bunch of other people. One of my other favorite Clint Eastwood movies, Escape from Alcatraz, marked a great legacy, like a 9-year or something legacy between him and one of the director, Don Siegel, who directed him a few other movies, which I'll probably like bring up if I have any of them. Oh yeah, I have the first Dirty Harry. But yeah, and it's based on real life events too. So yeah. Another Clint Eastwood one, The Gauntlet, which I just showed you. This one doesn't work, so like if you guys see that of 2 copies, it's most likely because of it. Like this one, for example, doesn't work. But yeah. $1 Million Baby, which won him his 2nd Oscar right there for Best Director, Best Picture too, with Hilary Swank, who was like in Amelia. She's been in Boys Don't Cry, I'm pretty sure. Girls Don't Cry. Morgan Freeman from Going in Style. He's one of my grandma's favorite actresses, so why not as well. Plus, he won him an Oscar for Best Supporting, almost won Clint the Best Actor, because it was a really good film, emotional and stuff. Again, Glee, this is like a live concert with like the same songs. And again, my Harrison. See, $15 for 4 movies. Not too bad. I should get another one of like somebody else. My other favorite Tommy Lee Jones movie with Ashley Judd from like Speed 2, I think. And he's of course like from The Fugitive and stuff. But yeah, this one's really a great movie. It's sad, it's emotional, terrifying too, especially like if you don't know what this film's about. I'm sure you would though, because it was like 1991 or 1980s? Oop, 1999. Okay. You got the live action again version this time of Les Miserables, this time with like Hugh Jackman from Logan, if you guys do not know. Anne Hathaway, who won an award, she shaved her head as well for Fantine, the prostitute. And she was like in Princess Diaries, sorry. Amanda Seyfried from this movie called Chloe and a few others that got. Mamma Mia as well. Russell Crowe, who my grandma also loves from like Noah and a few other movies. 3:10 to Yuma and stuff. Really great movie. And this one they actually do sing. No offense. This one's also pretty great, amazing Clint Eastwood film from the 1980s. Probably one of his great ones besides that Pale Rider one or Heartbreak Ridge. I got this one for Christmas. But yeah, it's pretty great. It has all 3 of the movies, even though there's like 2 discs. Thanks to my friend Aaron. Very cool. You have the late great Anton Yelchin right there. You got one of the Doctor Who's. You have Colin Farrell, who's in the remake version of the Big Guy. He's in Fantastic Beasts and maybe number 2. But a really great remake. Pays homage to the original as well. And I think Chris Sarandon, who was in the first one, like the original, he plays a character in it too. This movie called The Amateurs, I'm really not going to go into it because I don't know like what kind of audience is going to watch, because like it's kind of inappropriate, like sex related. But like yeah, with a bunch of all-stars like Jeff Bridges from True Grit remake, William Fichtner right there from the Prison Break show, and one of my other favorite shows. Planet of the Apes, which was actually a really great movie with Mark Wahlberg, perfectly remade, with like Tim Roth and David Warner, Helen Bonham Carter, and a bunch of other people. Amanda Seyfried again from Chloe, which is a great Liam Neeson movie. This is actually like when he lost his wife, so you can totally see the emotion. Or is it around the time of one of my films that's going to come out soon? This one's also really great too. Like, I think he was almost going to be Cable. Liam was almost going to be Cable just because of this. And maybe even in the remake version of Death Wish was going to be one of the original contenders of Michael Cronhan, who did this one and another one that I have. He was going to do this movie. He directed this movie. He directed the A-Team and yeah. Fun fact as well. This guy right here, this one's one of the greatest ones as well. Diane Kruger and a bunch of other people. Aidan Quinn, one of Liam's best friends, who was in like Michael Collins with him. And I think another one. But yeah. Prison Break. Once again, this is like the final season. But yeah. Robin Hood, Prince of Thieves with the late great Alan Rickman again, Morgan Freeman, Kevin Costner, and the title overall. And I really like this one, like it's an updated version. Like I don't think in the others you got to like see his dad being hung and whatever. So you never know. Plus you never know about Robin Hood Origins, which I think is going to come out next year or something. We have some more Glee, pretty much like all the episodes, different characters, Don't Stop Believing. This used to be, hold on. This used to be one of my favorite TV shows in the whole entire planet, but I don't watch anymore. Criminal Minds with like Matthew Grubler from the Chipmunks and stuff. Ever since he left, Thomas Gibson, like ever since he got fired, I haven't watched it, and he's going to come back for the finale, I think. Some more Rolling Stones, this time younger, and there may be a film called Exile on Main Street. Some more Rolling Stones from like the 1990s, promoting their new album that was out then. These are 3 of Clint Eastwood's greatest westerns. There's actually 4 in here. One is one that he produced in 1968. His first producing one, which was pretty great, with like great Pat Hingle and Bruce Dern, I believe, called Hang 'em High. And then you got The Good, the Bad, and Ugly for a few dollars more, and Fistful of Dollars, which made his lead debut. If you guys hadn't seen Rawhead, then this would have been his lead debut, which is a popular western. Again, Prison Break. And just for the fun of it. Again, The Expendables, this time with my favorite guy, Harrison Ford and Mel Gibson. Hook, which was a really great John Williams score as well, and directed by Steven Spielberg. And they did Jurassic Park like about 2 years later, with like great Rob Williams and Dustin Hoffman, Julia Roberts, and Bob Hoskins from Hoover and Roger Rabbit. One of my favorite Kevin Costner baseball games, besides For Love of the Game and Field of Dreams. Really great comedy as well, with like Susan Sarandon, Tim Robbins right there. They like dated or something during the movie. This is one of my favorite a cappella ones though, and I cannot wait to see what number 3 holds, because I have number 2 somewhere, I gave it to my friend. But yeah. The Expendables, again, this time bringing like Mickey Rourke from The Fighter and stuff. The 25th anniversary of Les Mis, with like a few actors from that movie, from that show, like Nick Jonas, who I used to love and stuff. I'm going to say that one of the best movies for last. See? And then that's the Don Siegel one that I was about to mention, who did Alcatraz as well. I have Dirty Harry somewhere, but that one doesn't like me. You've got another Clint Eastwood western that kind of got you to meet some of his other co-workers as well in the future, like this guy from Every Which Way But Loose, and Richard Kim, and Bronco Billy, and a few others by the name of Jeffrey Lewis, who died a few years ago, I believe, in April sometime. Highpoint Shift is another one you guys should go check out. It's also directed by him. Snowpiercer with late great John Hurt from Alien, who died, and it has like Chris Evans, I think Ed Harris too. Spring Boat with late great Dennis Hopper, Kelsey Grammer, Stanley Tucci, Nathan Lane, I think Kerry Washington, or Paula Patton. Yeah. And of course, Kevin Costner. Marley and Me, which is a really sad and really great movie as well, with like Owen Wilson and Jennifer Aniston. I don't think it's opened yet though. I used to grow up with the show, but the Lizzie McGuire movie with Hilary Duff, really great. It takes after the show really well. A Star Is Born, which is like the 3rd remake. And there's going to be like a 4th one out maybe next year, with Lady Gaga taking on her role, who was originated by like Judy Garland and somebody beforehand. And this is going to be Bradley Cooper, and James Mason from beforehand, and like Frederick March or somebody. Mortal Instruments, City of Bones, really great movie. I wish that there's going to be like a sequel, hopefully, because I want to see like what happens next. Caddyshack, which is a really great movie with like great like Rodney Dangerfield from Back to School, Ted Knight. Yeah. And of course, you have like, I'm trying to think of it. Dan Aykroyd or Bill Murray. And then Chevy Chase, really great movie. I haven't seen that one in a while either, so I'll try to look at. Some more Rolling Stones, this time like live recently. Promoting like the 50 years. This used to be my favorite TV show. Like, whenever I was sick, I used to watch this, but the A-Team, Liam Neeson, it's the movie version. Sharlto Copley from like Chappie and stuff. Liam Neeson from everything I just mentioned. I think I have another one of Liam's that I forgot to mention. Quentin Rampage Jackson, who's a famous UFC fighter. And then Bradley Cooper from like The Hangover and stuff. The Abyss with like Michael Biehn from The Terminator. I think he was an alien. Ed Harris, I think, too, and a few other people. And it's a really great movie. And it's directed by James Cameron, too. So, of course, it's great. See? Really funny movie, you guys. I think it was one of Clint's highest grossing. And everybody said for him not to do it, but this orangutan right here named Clyde actually made him more popular. Every Which Way But Loose. Go give that one a look if you guys hadn't. I'll try to like find the movie and I'll like place it for you guys. Like on my YouTube or something next time or whatever. You have 3 movies of John Candy, like Uncle Buck, The Great Outdoors, and Going Berserk. I've never seen Going Berserk, but The Great Outdoors is pretty funny, so is Uncle Buck. Especially Macaulay Culkin. Can I see your ID? Dances with Wolves, another great Kevin Costner classic. It won him an award. Some of his kids or earlier versions of some of these characters. In the Line of Fire, based on real life events. I think it like won him an award. John Malkovich, or got nominated. Renee Russo from the Lethal Weapon series. Jerry O'Connell from Stand By Me is also in this movie. Another Rolling Stones thingy. Josh Groban live at the Greek, like one of my favorite songs, You Raise Me Up, is on here. Maybe a few others I would know of. And I think this is like the second installment, but Clear Present Danger, which is a special collector's edition, which was really great. And it's like one of my favorite Harrison Ford films, and I think I have Indiana Jones 3 somewhere too, but I don't know. Oh yeah, and speaking of that, the best for last. Rogue One, A Star Wars Story. It is really great, especially like if you guys have always wanted to know what happened to your favorite characters, kind of, even though it's not really a Star Wars film, because it is about pretty much the opening paragraph of A New Hope, where it says in the second paragraph, a group of rebel fighters, pretty much all these people. Yeah. See, Death Star, Darth Vader. But yeah, and they go and give the plans to Leia, played by the late, great Carrie Fisher. So that's like my part 1, you guys. So have fun, and I'll see you guys maybe tomorrow with part 2, which is going to be bigger. Ow, I hurt myself.